suppose another couple of hours isn't going to kill me. Be there before it's dark still anyway. All being well. Bloody fog. Still can't see the sky. Is this the stupidest thing out of all the stupid things I've ever done? Where did it come from anyway? Underneath that bridge, all twisted up my own blood and pain. This loneliness took such a how to me to do this. Funny, do you think? I must have had that somewhere down inside myself the whole time, without me knowing it. Maybe even from the very start, right back from that evening. Oh, you'd want me to, hadn't you? For love and money, I could not get a job in the town after I left school. So I got myself into the tech, and after a couple of goes, managed to scrape through my OND exams. I don't know if they have that back there yet, or still. Ordinary National Diploma, that suits for. Like, not bad, you know, like for somebody like me. Ah, that's me set up now, I thought. So I applied for a job as an apprentice electrician with the local council. Now, I heard all the stories that, or from you and everybody else, about Catholics not being able to get jobs in the town, or even seen for jobs. I just don't want you to be disappointed, son. That's the only reason I'm telling you about all this. But I thought, well, talk about innocent. Believe somehow I'd be different. They can't not see me, at least, I thought. I have all the right things they're looking for. And when they do see me, well, they'll be able to tell I'm a good worker. Somebody able to learn. Eager to learn. Like, I'd organised getting myself into technical college, even organised a wee bit of a grant for myself and all of my own bat. And you know, everybody said I came across well. You know, easy to talk to and all. Never even got a fucking interview. And then, a few weeks later, well, I found out that job had wanted some wee Protestant fellow with no qualifications whatsoever and no experience. But it was like a kick in the stomach. Oh, the whole street came out. Oh, up in arms they were for me. And my now Mrs. Higgerty from a few doors up. That's the way it's always been here, son. You won't change that. So look at my three big sons, all doing great. But you when do I get to talk to any one of them? Every 5 or 6 weeks now only, on the phone. Well, our daddy is going nowhere, Mrs. Higgerty. The Protestants are afraid that we outbreed them, son, and then vote the whole crowd them out. Sure, don't we know that, Mrs. Higgerty? But I'll tell you what you're looking at now, Danny. One vote them bastards aren't going to force on you to vote to Australia or the States or wherever. Am I right, Danny? You'll be all right, son. I know what you're going through. You don't die. No, you don't. And I turned away happy behind me tears and I walked up the street with me dad and all the neighbours calling things after me to encourage me. We think that's something for you, son. Don't you worry. You'll feel better when you've had a wee drink with your friends, not me ma shouts. But you more than knew what I was going through though, Dad, didn't you? Like for most of your life, you'd ended up having to clean people's windows because you couldn't find no proper work in the town yourself. Oh, but you were dead set you or none of us were going to join the lines and then leaving the town every day looking for work. I watched you, you know. Oh, I watched you get more dark and twisted up inside. That was the only use you could find to put your hands to. Like you were so good at them. We never had a plumber or an electrician in our house at once. But I wasn't thinking about that walking up the street that day. Nor when just how unfair not getting that interview really started to seep into me, drinking my own money in the pub later with my friends. Oh, everyone was in the exact same situation. Oh, the more we talked about it, the more boiled up inside. I go, oh, we all got. Till every one of us was fit to charge out of the place and rip the head of anyone who stood in the way of us, tearing the whole stinking hole of a town down around ourselves brick by brick. The barman said if we didn't quiet ourselves, he'd bar the lot of us for good. Well, I left early. Well, my mind had made up. Oh, as soon as I'm through the door, oh, you started that. Your mammy and me's been talking, son. You're a young fit lad. Were you on board? We could really make a go of this windy cleaning business. Build the whole thing up. Get rid of the old bike. Invest in a wee second-hand van and break in the areas further out. Jesus, we could be employing people soon, maybe. You can put 2 or 3 vans on the road eventually. McGinley and Son. What do you say? Oh, I can hear the scorn in my voice yet. Windies? Fucking Windies? I'm not going to hit the end of my days. Look back and know that I wasted my whole life peddling around trying to persuade people that can't afford it or don't want it to have their windies cleaned. It might be good enough for you, Dan, not for me. Like, how could you even think that? I'm leaving. You're what? Son, what do you say? Over my dead body you're leaving, Danny. Take it easy now, Hugh. Shane, Johnny and the gang are leaving for the boat in 2 hours. And I'm going with them. And I tore out a piece and I pounded up the stairs 3 at a time. Come back, you stupid big hellion, you! And that's just what they want to drive us all out. And I flew into the room I shared with my wee brother now. I started grabbing stuff from drawers and the wardrobe and cramming in this big sports bag I had. And we now was on the floor. I remember bearing out his Mozart or Beethoven or whatever, and this wee player he had. And then Dad, you fly right out after me. I'm trying to grab everything I'm tear everything I'm grabbing out of my arms. We Dad didn't know what the hell was going on. And then Ma's right in after you. Son, why don't you wait until tomorrow? See how you feel now. You could get tomorrow's boat. Danny, I'm talking to you. Listen to your daddy, son. Don't turn your back on me, Danny. Danny, listen to him. Please. I just kept packing. I'm warning you now. Just keep ignoring me like that. Oh, I could hear the rage making your voice shake that. Leave him. Hugh. I never turned around. Who the hell do you think you are? So we now stiffened where he was still sitting on the floor. Hugh, I'm taking you downstairs now, and the 2 of us are going to sit down together. You think exams and some wee certificate makes you better than me or anybody else. You'll always be a big, thick lumper every year. Aye, and you too. Oh, and then he swung round to me now, and aye, he fancies himself now, sitting always offside with his fancy boots and his music as if me and your mother were dirt, not good enough to look at. Turn that bloody racket off. We now just sat there with big, wide eyes. And then you picked the wee record player he had off the floor and he smashed it against the wall. Oh, no, Hugh, his music. Oh, I can see the spit around your mouth, Dad. And then you tore down the shelves now and made with planks and bricks and kicked all those books and music about the place. Well, I just marched to the door and the big anorak in my bag zipped up in my hands. It was like some demon took your whole body over there, Dad. Like you hurled yourself at me, grabbing and flailing with your fists. I'm still your dad, and don't you think you won't do what I tell ya? But sure, I was so much bigger than you, Dad. I just threw you off against Niall's bed and he fell onto the floor. Oh, I mind me, man, running over to you. Don't you dare touch your daddy like that. But you just pushed away with your arm, don't you? Tried to help me up. Well, I'll never forget your face then. I'm telling you, walk out of that door now. Don't even think about coming back. For you won't be let in. Ever. And he's just upset because you want to leave some. Don't speak for me! You now jumped out of your skin, man. You just froze. If you could see yourself lying there, I said, why do I want to come back here? I was like, see you're an excuse for a father, an excuse for a man. Oh, no, don't say that things to your daddy, son. Oh, and your face grew even darker than that. Get out of my sight. You big, awkward, lumpy. Get out. And a bad end to you. You said to me, Dad. Well, I stood looking at you. Still lying against the bed where you'd fallen torn. Like a mum hand. wanting to take back everything I just said to you, make you understand. And then the other trying to think of some other way, oh, I could hurt you even more. Oh, and you stared straight back with this look of pure hatred on me, Dad. Well, eventually, I tore myself away, and I flew down the stairs with you, Mac, calling things after me. And just as I reached the front door, a wee Niall sitting up there with what had become of my dad, amongst all his books and records coming to me, my dad, I called up to him. I'm sorry, Niall. I'm sorry. You'll be all right. Oh, you allowed me sticking up in the streets. You were forever being picked on, getting people's backs up, even though you never seemed to do anything to them. I knew like me there, they would be torturing you again, day in and day out. But after a few seconds, I walked out through that door, and I slammed it as hard as I could behind me. When you struck your guns, Dad, didn't you? Wouldn't have me back. 5 or 6 years before Ma persuaded you to give in, he said I was thick. And of course, none of them Christmases I would be back, was that ever mentioned? Like, not the once. Not to any one of you. That evening. And I was damn sure I was going to be the first to bring it up. See, it was easy then in the early years. When I could roll in with big armfuls of presents, acting like going away was the best idea I ever had. Like, the only reason I was back at all was because Ma and Dad had begged me. And then when things started to go not at all so well for me, well, it wasn't you no more, Dad, and it wasn't like I made a definite decision. At some point I just stopped myself ever going back. Oh, and best I could push all thoughts back there right out of my head. I told myself that it never really meant that much to me in the first place. You sometimes ask yourself, why did I do them things? Like, why was I like that? Well, any job I'd be in, I'd be going great guns. Everybody liked me, tell me what a great worker I was, and like I was. Always straight, given good value for money. But eventually, I'd always end up in a row. Or sometimes even a fight with whoever was above me. There'd always come this wee thing. Something where I felt I knew better. Oh, now I'd have to say it. And I'd never back down. You'd think I'd have learned, but I never did. Just how to bite my lip with anybody even a wee bit above me. Instead, oh, I just give them the fingers and move on. Sometimes to yet another city. And of course, always be able to charm my way right back into another job in no time. And then the same thing would happen. And sooner every time. And my dad said it that night, you big, thick monkey. And so it's no surprise, it finally got harder and harder to find any kind of a half-decent job where I could use my skills. I was getting old. And people started asking me why I was never in any job for any length of time. And I started having to take jobs you didn't need no qualifications for. And before I knew it, that became my life. For the past 9 or 10 years, digging and lifting and carrying and hammering and dragging and drinking. Until whatever the hell you would call that happened to me. But I can't speak for any of them other men drinking them pubs with me after days labour. I was damn sure it wasn't the life that I should be leading. How did I end up working myself 6 days a week and be permanent injured, ask myself, and drinking every bloody penny I earn? You're like a bad friggin' Irish ballad. And there'd be times I'd be sitting by my own that counter and thinking to myself, in one more second I'd really spring up out of here and smash every glass and mirror in this place. and dig the heads in of every one of the useless wasters drinking in here around me. Make a start on that condescending tosser behind the bar, or the foreman at work, that jumped up wee Hitler in the head office, and then finish off with that interfering bitch of a landlady back in my digs. And sometimes, over the past, 4 or 5 years, I did explode more and more. Got into fights, did some serious damage to a few people, and of course hate myself all the more because I'd done it. And then one night I woke up. I woke up all twisted up under myself in the open air. I was lying on the ground, somewhere in the outskirts of the city, underneath some railway bridge around, half covered in my own blood, and probably 2 or 3 other people's as well. Icy cold, and sore all over. And I lay there, staring straight in front of me, not blinking, for I don't know how long. Never even tried to untwist my arms and legs to ease myself. It was Saturday night, nearly Sunday morning. My God, I thought, I've lain here for the most of the whole night. I can't lie here forever. But I couldn't for the life of me work out if I did move, like where I wanted to go. I didn't want to go back to my dig till the landlady changed smoking and asked me, had I not been to Mass? I didn't want to go to Mass. I didn't want to go to work on Monday morning. So I lay there trying to think of one thing I wanted to do. A single thing I wanted to stay alive for. And nothing came to me. You know, it was kind of a relief in the sort of a way, finally to give in to that black feeling. So I gave up. I gave up and I let myself sink deeper and deeper into it. A complete blackness. And then after a while I heard something. And there was a train coming in the distance, the first of the day. And I began to wish I wasn't lying underneath that bridge no more, but lying on the tracks above me. So that train would just come along with no fuss, just run right over me and carry on its way. And that would be the end. It would be all over. I really wanted that. And then when the train did come along and pass above me, with the ground and everything shaking and echoing around me, well, the moment when it would have been roaring and thundering over me if I had been lying up there, well, just then my lungs burst open, so they did. Opened. This great roar came out of me. This fully grown Northern Irishman was bawling out of him like some Wayne left in the cold at a priest's door or something. You couldn't have stopped me if you had arrested me. And then as the noise of the train started to die down a wee bit, well, I realised I wasn't just roaring and making noise. I was calling something out, so it was. Over and over again, I was calling it. I was calling, I want to go home. Please. Please. I want to go home. Well, I couldn't believe that was coming out of me. and I lay there, looking up at the first glimmerings of Sunday morning, and still the sky looking cold and bleak the way it had been a wee while before. It started to look beautiful, so it did. Oh, I couldn't stop looking, it was so beautiful. So I lay there, till the sun came right out. Started to get higher in the sky. Started to warm me. I don't think I've ever been as happy. Oh, my whole life. But I noticed I was smiling. Smiling. With the warmth in my face. From the sun. Then every minute after striding away from that bridge in some kind of a half dream, I was running around asking myself, what's the first move I should make to get myself back home? Then this voice started. You want to go back there? And you're Jack Todd. You know nobody there no more. If you might remember, you'll just turn up your eyes at you, limping back all on your own, and frig all the show for your years away. How is it your home, anyway? You were born there. Does that make it your home? And my wee brother Niall kept coming into my head. Oh, I couldn't get him out. And this fierce notion of tracking him took a real grip on me. But every time I go to do it, I'd stop myself. He's not going to want you barging into his life now, showing him up in his big fancy university somewhere with his high-powered wife and speaking different languages. And you, never once trying to get in touch with him all these years. Never even let him know where the hell on God's earth you were. This is the stupidest idea you have ever had. And what the hell would the two of you have to talk to each other about now anyway? He'd have forgotten you exist. I would be glad if he could forget. And there I am, sitting in that bar in Germany, trying to drink away all this churning round and round in my mind. Face it, McKinley, you're on your own. You have nobody. And you have no home. Neither here, nor back there. Nowhere. And what did I feel? But Tommy Higgerty's hand tapping me on the shoulder. Tommy, one of the Higgerty sons from a few doors up our street. Your brother's been looking for you, he said. What? Well, how do you know? Why wouldn't I? Well, he was on the phone to my mother 5 or 6 weeks ago, asking about you, just before she passed away. So she got on to me to say that I maybe heard who you might be. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your mammy, Tommy. Well, she had a good innings. Aye, she was a good age. A good neighbour to my parents, Tommy. And look, Tommy, she didn't say like how to contact you, brother, did she? McGinley, I'd heard hiding a hair you for years, so there was no point taking a number for him. But she was phoning everybody, he said. So I'm sure she's given it to somebody that we know. No, I knew that there was just a coincidence. Well, obviously it was. But I might think to myself at the time, Jesus, maybe there was somebody up there after all. Somebody looking after us. And Niall with his wee girl, right? Wee Inge. I sat in that internet cafe just staring at the screen at the picture of the wee thing Niall had sent me. Oh, the tiniest wee face I'd ever seen on top of this tiny wee body. Nearly lost in a big ball of baby blanket in Niall's arms. And the big buck-aged grin on his face. Oh, looks like the wee things would be okay now from what he says. Oh, we've been awful shame if he lost her now. I wouldn't mind a couple of lines of my own. A whole squad, if truth be told. What am I saying? I did have one, in a kind of a way. I only found out about it years after the girl left me, from her friend, Gabby. Seems I was the only one she hadn't told. Never told me and had, what do they call it these days? Terminated. I often wonder what it would have been like. Three days before him and the wee child get in from Germany. Well, Tommy says the out master needs a bit of cleaning and cheering up, but we are welcome to stay there, he says, for as long as we like. Well, I suppose it'll be till Niall starts to get over what's happened to him and starts to get his bearings back a wee bit again and, well, decide what he wants to do after that. Entirely up to him. But I'll make the wee place nice when I'm arriving anyhow. We'll get plenty of grubbing and I'm cold. Worn out, he must be happy to be out on his own. Not had a night's sleep, probably for weeks. Well, I could be still there. Well, take turns on wee things, probably the way to go.